I hope this isn't. I hope my ice clinking doesn't pick up on the microphone. I mean, I do hope it is being picked up on the microphone.
It's like louder than your voice, actually. It's like most of the audio that's coming through is ice clinking.
Look, the booze does the talking anyway, so like.
Well, I can't hear it over the. Oh, is that the noise that the booze is making? Is the ice?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it sounds awful.
Is it true that you can get nuclear material out of smoke detectors?
There's you can get nuclear material out of watches, I know, or something.
Ooh,
like a tiny.
How many watches would you need, comrade?
I read a story. There was a story about a kid in like the 70s or something who collected nuclear stuff from electronics and just stockpiled it because he wanted to. I don't know what the hell he was trying to do, but he like put it all in his shed and like they had to. David Hahn, the radioactive Boy Scout, he allegedly removed a number of smoke detectors from the halls of his apartment building. His intention was to obtain americium. It just looks
that sounds like a fusion material in a Final Fantasy
reading
game.
it just looks like americum. It's like, which is a perfect, which is exactly what the Boy Scouts, of course, would be like. I feel like the Boy Scouts is a secret Masonic 100-year-long plot to obtain americum and create the perfect lumberjack baby. You know,
that's a visionary name. Like if you're the scientist who gets the name, it's like, oh yeah, it's americium. Ha ha ha. This is going to go on in every science room, every science classroom in the country is going to have americum on the walls.
You need to discover 3 elements, and the first one's Ni, and the second one's GG.
Uh-oh. Oh, my God.
And after the first 2, everyone's like, we can't let this guy discover another element.
Oh, my God.
You're just like you're in your lab 24 hours a day, and everyone's just like, we cannot let...
I have a vision.
We cannot let Steven discover a new element.
But he's so brilliant.
It's
way better if only one person notices and everybody else is going along with it. And he's just like everyone else. He's just holding his head. He's like, "Oh no!"
It's like Dante's Peak. He's the only one in the town who realizes the signs. He has to go around to the fucking mayor and be like, "I really think you should pull. Really think you should pull Dr. Lee's funding."
What? He's done such great work this year. Okay, 2 elements inside of 6 months.
Okay, but hear me out.
What's with that mind of yours?
Yeah, and then
maybe you're just jealous.
Yeah.
We should write the movie.
And then the climax is like they have to rush before he gets to his own press conference because they realize he discovered
Iridium.
He discovered erythrium or whatever, and oh shit, he hasn't told. Like, they have to get there before he reveals.
We thought it was a bit unconventional of him to stack 2 G's against each other in a word like that. But...
Why did he call it gigerium? Are you sure you want to call it gigarium? What is it named after?
We went to Japan.
That one, say, okay. All right. We're going to get this. We're going to introduce this topic. We don't care. Well, who cares about Japan? We'll talk about Japan.
Because I was going to say my body hurts.
No.
Because it does. It still hurts.
Okay, I'm sure everything hurts. You're an old man.
Yes. I think at this point, something went wrong. I'm not supposed to feel this way.
Stop smoking weed.
I don't. Oh. I don't, like, ever.
Oh, okay. Wait, like ever?
No, like I would say less than like most people. Like I would say
average.
on average I don't. like I would say of the 50 times in which somebody could, I would say like once.
What?
So no, I don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I totally
if
understand what you just said.
If I had to say, if somebody were to ask me, "Hey, do you smoke weed?" the answer would be no. It's because I don't, for the most part.
Mm.
Oh, how are we gonna even get into Japan?
We got into Japan.
We got there.
We left a trail of angered service people and
Anger.
and small babies with bizarrely Anglo-Irish physiognomy in over in the land of cherry trees. We did nothing but impregnate. Because we were. It's like a humanitarian mission, but instead of building houses.
Wait a minute. When did you get that in?
Remember when you were in the hot springs with all those naked dudes?
What?
That's right.
No, dude. No, you didn't, bro. No way.
Dude, bro.
No, you didn't, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. What's her name?
What's her? Yeah, we don't need to go. We don't need to go through everything we did.
We went to a whole bunch of places really fast.
We did see a movie. Saw a movie. We went to a movie at the very last day we were there because we knew we wanted to do this, but we didn't have any time otherwise.
We saw Top Gun.
Yep. Were they playing Top Gun?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was adamant about doing this. So the day before we left, we got to this shit ass Airbnb after being on trains all day, and we both wanted to die. And I was
low point for sure.
It was like 8 p.m. and I was like, "All right, we gotta fucking see a movie. We gotta get back on the trains and go see a movie."
Oh.
And it was impossible. So, but the only showing I could find was 9 a.m. the next day. 9:10 a.m. the next day.
Oh, God.
And
9:10 a.m., knowing full well that you would not be sleeping the entire time that you were on the flight back.
Yep, yeah. I was just like, all right, we're getting up at 6 tomorrow and going seeing this movie. And we did it.
Oh.
And it wasn't actually that bad.
Maybe for you.
I was okay, you know. And then I was up for like 36 hours after that.
The first thing I ate that day was a movie theater hot dog.
Yeah,
Which,
yeah.
You know, all that could be worse. You know, like that's as far as foods go, it's one of the least offensive. Pretty benign.
But then afterwards, we went to the udon place. We never figured out. Did we figure out what that chain was called? The one that's better than Yoshinoya?
Yosu something or other. It starts with like a Y. It's no. It's like the Coco curry equivalent. No, we didn't find Yoshinori. No, that's a different thing.
No, you're thinking of Yoshinoya.
What the fuck? Yoshinoya. Nope, I don't have
Here,
it.
let's check japanhub.com. It's got a picture. Matsuya.
That's the one.
Matsuya.
Maybe. If I see the logo,
that's the best one. You want to get a beef bowl? Go to fucking Matsuya.
That's exactly what it is. Yes, Matsuya.
If you want a very cheap chain beef bowl, you know.
You know what? Which in some ways is better than like touristy beef bowls, as we've learned.
Did we get a?
I had curry rice.
Oh, sure.
I ate a lot of curry rice.
You did eat a lot of, yeah. But we saw a movie with a bunch of titles, but they all involve Mirai, which means future. And sometimes it's called Mirai of the Future. Sometimes it's just called Mirai. But it's by what's his name? It's by what's his nuts? You knew his name off the bat.
Mamoru Hosoda.
Yeah. Summer Wars man, Digimon guy. Did he only do the one Digimon?
Yes. He did the first Digimon film.
Okay,
yes.
the 20-minute film.
The first one that happened in Japan that was really, really chopped up to go into the American quote-unquote Digimon film. Yeah. Yes. It is called Our War Game.
Oh, that one. Okay. Well, he also did something in Digimon Adventure, 20-minute film, 1999. I don't know what that was.
Oh, he might have gotten... Wait, oh, really? What?
He was a minor director of Digimon Adventure, the 20-minute film.
Wait, what is a minor director? Animation's so fucking weird.
You know, like co-direct or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so he's got a, he's made movies before. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time is probably his most acclaimed thing.
He was also director with Shigeyasu Yamauchi of Digimon the movie, film 2000. He directed episode 199 of One Piece.
He directed a lot of things, it seems.
And then a bunch of movies, and people like one of them. I still have not seen Wolf Children. It's supposed to be like the best thing ever. I probably should have watched that before we did this episode. So I
also have not seen Wolf Children yet.
It's supposed to be like his best thing. But we're not doing that one.
Nope, we're doing this thing.
We're also not doing that other anime movie that's still playing in Japan. What's that one called? There was something. What was the other one we were thinking about seeing?
Nope, no idea.
God damn it. Here, you talk. I'll find it.
Okay. Yeah, this movie is now playing near me in theaters, Mirai.
Fuck.
And I could be seeing it with English, but we did not watch it with the English.
No.
We saw this film entirely in Nihongo, top to bottom. Oh fuck! The main character is supposed to be 4 years old.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that makes sense. I fucking hated that kid.
Oh my god, that is kind of the point, right?
Yeah, yes, it is the point. But at the same time, like, without any of the, nuance that comes with understanding the things that people are saying to each other, like, I basically had to project all of, my investment was in this kid for the most part and his actions, and he doesn't really do anything. And we'll discuss it. Sure.
I was thinking about us seeing Let Me Eat Your Pancreas, but you know what? We probably made the right call in the end, because this one was probably just a drama with a lot of talking that we probably would not have understood. This one's good because it's all a bunch of kids talking, and I understood like 85-90% of it.
That must have been nice.
Oh, did you not get any of it at all?
I got like 25, maybe 30%.
Okay, all right.
Let Me Eat Your Pancreas.
Yeah, because
this movie came out last year. What the fuck?
Did it? It's still in theaters. I don't know. Oh no, there's a live action one that might have come out earlier.
I'm going to assume there's very little actual cannibalism that occurs in that film.
No, it's about he wants to eat her pancreas because she got cancer or something. Doesn't sound like a real swashbuckling adventure.
Yeah, this film is much more visual than I'm sure that movie is. So,
I mean, even this one doesn't have a lot going on, really.
At least it looks pretty. Looks really, really pretty.
Wait, which one are you talking about?
The Mirai.
Yeah, you think so?
I thought it was pretty nice looking.
His movies are always very flat.
They got tons of animation though, and like the character work. There's lots of subtle character animation. There's also like grand scenes that occur where there's magical stuff happening, and the camera does crazy ass bullshit, which I like in animation. Even though a lot of the camera work in this was done inside of 3D, which I wasn't super stoked on because it was pretty obvious, especially in that big of a screen.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's talk about the movie. What actually happens in it.
Okay. I mean, this isn't like a normal episode. I don't have a summary of this shit.
All right. Yeah. So this is.
I don't remember any. We can try to piece this together. It's gonna be like The Hangover. Have you seen that movie? The Hangover.
Yeah. He's got the baby with the sunglasses.
Arnett. I love
funny.
That baby with the fucking sunglasses. There's the Asian guy. He says funny stuff. And he's naked because he's Asian.
Very funny movie.
Very
and then
funny.
There's that person in the car. He's in the trunk of the car. That's very funny. I really hope they make 2 more of those movies.
I bet that movie probably isn't that bad. But
I did not like it the time that I watched it.
I mean, I've never laughed at a comedy movie besides stuff I saw as a kid, and I thought 22 Jump Street was funny, but I've never seen a funny movie other than that.
I've never seen a funny movie other than that. Damn.
Other than 22 Jump Street.
That's cold. Well, have you seen what about Blazing Saddles? You horrible racist. Do you like Blazing Saddles?
Okay, yeah, I guess it was that had okay parts.
How about Jack and Jill? That's a picture.
That's
Adam Sandler's a funny guy.
That's not even a comedy. That's fucking.
That's a family drama. You're right.
That's a character study. That's a piece of art.
He played 2 characters in that movie. Isn't that fucking wild?
Wait, who did?
Adam Sandler.
Is he in that? Was he in?
I know it's transformative.
I thought that was Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, he played the sister and the brother. It's really a lot to take in. I know. I don't want to.
I like the idea.
This was like me realizing for the first time that Matt Damon doesn't play every character in The Departed. It really made that movie hard to follow.
It's just a room full of him going, nah, yeah, he's dead. Departed.
I had a fucked up childhood. Do you want to go bang or something?
Guy, fucking the parky car in the harbor, he's crazy. He's doing all these.
Is that what that wedding sounded like?
Boy, I sure am sick of all these departeds.
We
yes,
truly
that is
are
exactly,
the departed. So I don't think the synopsis of the movie. I'm looking at Wikipedia here for Mirai is actually accurate. Summary. It's not. First of all, it's not accurate because
you just said you only understood 25% of the movie, and now you're going to.
No, I understand. I understood 25% of the dialogue. I got the movie in its entirety. I didn't know if that was what we were talking about. I thought you were saying. You were like flexing your Japanese knowledge, where you're like,
I was talking 80%. About the dialogue.
Oh, yeah, okay, well, yes. But I understood everything that occurred because it's a very visual film, and it's a movie where, film is a visual medium. There's a lot of visual storytelling happening. I was able to make inferences.
This synopsis looks correct. What's the problem?
He doesn't come across a magical garden. It's in his house.
Fuck. Okay, that's a bit semantic.
No, it's not. That's not semantic at all. That's like just objectively wrong.
He walks outside and there's a magical garden there. He came across it.
He doesn't come across as like he's on travels or something. He's 4 years old. So there's this boy. He's a little boy. And he's all frustrated because his mom has another kid. Like, because everything's ideal, right? It's him. He's the only child for a while. His parents give him a lot of attention.
He's riddled with autism.
That's what 4 years old. That's what it is like being 4 years old.
I guess, but I mean,
can you even have Arrested Development if you're 4 years old already? Like that's
that many trains. Absolutely, dude loves trains.
He's a kid. It's a fixation.
So many. Oh my gosh, so many trains.
So this kid's he likes trains. He's 4 years old, and then he has a sister, and you don't like it because his mommy and daddy have to focus on the sister. This is all like done really, really well in the movie The Tree of Life. I digress. So he starts acting out as you do when you're
coming.
That's true. He starts acting out as you do when you're a frustrated kid. So he's like, starts like threatening the baby's life with trains and starts like overload. Like at one point, it seems like you're gonna hit the baby with a train. His mom's like, "No, don't hit baby with a train." And he gets upset and runs out into this. He comes across this magical garden, and then he meets like the future version of his sister.
No, first he meets a dog.
Oh, he meets his dog, but the dog is like as bringing back furries. He's like
an old man,
anthropomorphized version of himself, and he's like kind of like a vagabond type. And they have a scene. And then Homeboy steals his tail and puts the tail into his own butt because the tail's coming. He's got like a furry butt plug, and the boy puts the furry butt plug in his own butt, and he takes that pause load, and then he turns into a dog himself and causes a ruckus.
It's cute. Clarify. We did not know the plot of this movie going in, so I'm watching this, and it's like the first 15 minutes is like him with his parents, then they have a kid and all this shit. And all I know I've seen the poster, so I know Mirai is a teenager at some point, and it's Mirai of the future, so It's like, okay, what the fuck's going to happen? And then he turns into a dog. I'm like, okay, that's the plot of this movie. Him and the dog are switched for the next 10 years.
Right.
And he's going to grow up as a dog, and the dog's going to grow up as him, and then Mirai is going to realize something, and she's going to have to go back to fix it because that's a really strange way to take that. That's not what I thought. I thought that the dog in his body, like he was just going to be retarded for the rest of his life because the dog is him now. So I thought that's
like a very complicated narrative.
I thought the family was going to realize like, oh no, something's wrong with Kun, and like he's just going to be like, just rolling around like a moron and just
And barking
staring
and
straight
shit.
ahead at space. Yeah, just barking forever.
No.
But
Jack,
that's not
what happens at all.
No.
No, I was just like starting to get annoyed at this point because I'm like, we're not at the full thrust of the narrative yet. Like this kind of whimsical scene is happening, but we haven't actually gotten into the future Mirai yet.
And
So
then it goes back to the first, like 80% of this movie total is just family drama, basically,
Yes.
like light family drama. It's just parents being exasperated.
yeah, it's really these are very traumatic things for this kid, but like this is kind of matter of fact day to day stuff. This isn't necessarily life or death situations happening here.
Yeah.
So he then he meets his sister from the future in the garden. I don't remember the context in which this occurs.
That was the one part I didn't get because my Japanese is bad, and also I don't know what they have these like little statue doll things out, something to do with the marriage, like little little Japanese figures in
they got
in
a shrine
robes,
thing going on.
little shrine thing, and for some reason Mirai needs to come back from the future. And this is all sort of like, is it in his imagination? Does he have a very vivid imagination? And she needs his help to do something to these dolls they've set up to replace something or take something off, and they need to do it without his dad noticing, and his dad works from home, so they have this very silly sequence where him and the dog and Mirai are all on their tiptoes trying to
sneak around,
stay behind the dad's back and take this thing out of these little figures' hands and do something with, I don't know what the hell.
Pretty fucking Japanese cultural thing going on there.
Something's happening. I don't know what.
So, but they have to like hide it. I don't know.
That's not a very major part of the movie, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Mirai of the Future is honestly one of the smaller aspects of the film, I would say.
Yeah, she comes in at the end and kind of resolves things, but other than that, she's not around that much. It's like this movie's very much divided into distinct sequences where it's build up, and then he says he hates someone or something, and then that thing visits him and tells him something, and then he has to work with it or do something. Yeah,
it's not a super narrative film. It's more built around understanding these characters, I guess. He gets to. I just kind of want to jump forward because I don't really know.
Spoilers for this movie, by the way.
Where do we go from here?
This is the reason we did this is because it's the most exclusive thing we could possibly do because no one has seen this yet. We got it months.
Except for people in my area who are currently watching this movie.
What the fuck ever? No one's watching that. Okay. 6 months before it comes out on Blu-ray. No one's pirated it. So we got
you're saying anime nerds
straight from the tap. So that's why we're doing this. So yeah, but it's like it's okay. That's not really. No one who cares. Who cares? Who cares? Just getting spoiled about this.
Yeah, the spoilers aren't really a part of it anyway, because you kind of know by the second you start the film, the kid's gonna end up being cool with his family by the end. So, does bike stuff happen yet? If we had the bike scene, because I like that scene a lot.
Well, he gets visited by the dog, then Mirai, and then there's another one. There's like the uncle or something character or grandpapa maybe, I don't know. Well,
or is that his dad?
Is there one between the three of them and the bike one? I feel like there was another one where Mirai visited. I think he was just mad and Mirai talked to him for a few seconds and then he left. And then he traveled to like sepia tone, like 1940s Japan.
Yeah.
And visited who he thought was his dad, but who turned out to be his grandfather, I believe.
Yes, because his dad's not that fucking cool. It's pretty obvious his dad would be a huge dramatic turn.
His dad's a big dork, he goes back, sees this guy who looks kind of like his dad, working on motorcycles, and he's the best part of this movie. That guy is so absurdly cool.
transcendentally cool. Like the way that he comes across some. There's like a fucking big old jet engine. Like it's in this.
He
kind
just
of
got back
down.
he just got back from the war, and he's working
Amazing.
on bikes in a shed, and he's riding along the Japanese coastline as it's sparkling, and he just takes this. He's taking this kid, and he's like, "Hey, come with me," and they're fucking riding. Oh
yeah, it's that's A+ stuff
is
there.
Just
Highlight of the film, and that's a cool sequence. It helps him learn to ride a bike in his own time.
Yes,
he's like, I want to be like cool dude, so he rides a bike.
Yeah, because his dad can't fucking teach him to ride a bike.
He's impotent, ineffectual father.
But yeah, it's a coming of age story. So yeah, he gets to hang out with all these slightly older kids because he learns to ride this bike from his granddad.
Pretty sweet. That's probably my favorite part.
Yeah, that's also my favorite part. Go ahead.
Because it was like set up and there's like a nice payoff to it. You know what I mean? Like, him being unable to ride the bike is established, and it kind of ties itself up in a nice bow. And then from there, does he meet Future himself? But we don't know it's himself yet.
Yes, that happens. The climax, the last. I don't know if it's the last act, but the last the last arc of his is, he said he hates his mom, he hates his sister, he hates his dad. They all visited him, and then he gets mad again at something. I don't even remember what, but he says he hates everyone. So he goes back to Fantasyland, and he's in this train in a field somewhere, and he gets visited by presumably his future self, who's mad at him, and tells him off briefly and then leaves, and then he gets transported to like fantasy orphan train station, and this is the part of the movie where it starts to get like good. Like he just decided that the last like 10 minutes here are going to be like creative and cool, because he's in this train station, and it's in the future, so it's huge, and there's just like so many levels, and it goes on forever.
Well, it's just fantastical. I wouldn't even know if it's set in any sort of real place. It's kind of like a place in the mind, right? Like,
well, it's that, but it's also supposed to be in the future, right? Because it's his future self. Maybe, I don't know. It's also very much just like the Summer Wars Digimon virtual,
for sure,
whatever it's called. It's all
there's train tracks going every which way, and then there's robots who are going to help.
And there's text popping up, and I feel like it's just like the sound effect. It's all very much his digital thing.
Yeah.
But he's wandering around, and he finds the Lost and Found, which is like this puppet, this like 2D Madoka puppet guy, who's very quirky and has a little version of himself.
Yes.
But he can't remember his parents' names, so the guy doesn't know what to do with him, so he puts him on a train for orphans that goes to like, I forget what he calls it, but it's like a nowhere zone, like he's going to send him into oblivion, forever. So it's about to suck him onto this Shinkansen. This is all very metaphorical, very appropriate because he's into trains, so it's motifs.
Yes. Oh my goodness!
And then he's about to get sucked in, and then Mirai shows up, saves him. She just kind of sucks him up.
The train was awesome, by the way. The design of the train was like a demon train. It's got like crazy red lights and stuff.
Right. It's like the bullet trains. They got they're really low in the front. They slope down, but it's like that. But the fighter jet tooth version with glowing red eyes. But then I think they fly through space for a little while, and he's I think he's come to terms. He loves everyone, appreciates his family more.
He's gonna be a good brother now.
And then he goes back, and that's what was making him mad is, it is a very silly thing. It's just like he doesn't want to go on the family trip. They're going camping or to the beach or something. And I think they did the thing where they like pretended to leave without him, so like the house is empty and he's by himself and he's freaking out.
I'm gonna do that to my kids every day. When I have children, I'm just gonna like constantly I'm gonna fucking gaslight my kids I'm gonna like.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm I'm gonna be.
Just constantly disappear.
Yeah,
I did this thing to my kids where I constantly wasn't there for them.
I'm gonna do it for like 10 years. Like, I'm gonna tell them I'm gonna go out for cigarettes and just not come back. It's gonna be pretty fucking good. And you're like, yo, fucking got you, fools. I started another family, another state. You know, that kind of shit. They'll love
I'm gonna tell them that their favorite dog got sent to a farm upstate, and then I'm gonna put it down instead. It's gonna be so fucking rad.
Oh man. And then like,
see the look on their face. Oh,
they'll like let them live with that comfort for like a week, and then tell them about death. Actually, I want to tell my kids about death when they're 3. Like tell them, mommy and daddy are gonna die someday.
Tell them about how. Yeah, tell them there's no afterlife, and then explain sex like 5 minutes later. Just like really overload them.
Yeah. Okay. Mommy and daddy had sex to make you, so have that image in your head. Also, mommy and daddy are going to die, and also you will die.
You spend the first 16... No, you wouldn't last that long. Spend the first 10 years of their lives telling them about the Twin Towers and how important they are to the world. And just like how they represent like just peace. Like, as long as these towers remain... For some reason, we don't know why we decided, it's just these two right here. As long as they're up, your life will be stable. Everything will be fine. The world is going to continue. And then just play a CNN recording. Just pretend that 9/11 is happening.
For a dream music is happening in real time. Just give it the full effect.
You're playing it on a little Bluetooth speaker.
When I was in college. We had one of my friends over. This was a pretty elaborate prank.
You told me about this. Yeah.
Where I cut a
This only works because he was high, wasn't it?
That's exactly. Yeah, of course.
Okay,
what?
Yeah.
That's part of the story. We got him super ripped, and I cut a nuclear there's been a nuclear launch warning thing into a show, like an episode of a TV show. It's like, come over, we're watching this show, and then he's ripped out of his mind. And like 4 minutes into the show, this thing comes up and he starts losing his shit and pacing around, which is pretty cruel, but also really fucking funny.
Yeah, like you went right up to the, like if he had been on mushrooms, you might have made him kill himself.
But definitely.
Yeah, that's a step above the people who just like cut Toy Story 3 right when they're about to die for their aunt or whatever. That's a good bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that to my kids, but also like I'm gonna microdose them on acid every day.
Nice, dude. When I was like, have I told this story? When I was like 5, my pet turtle died.
Oh no!
And I for some reason I really really wanted to have the turtle cremated, and so I told my dad.
I respect that.
And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll do it in the pizza oven in my pizza shop.
Oh no!
So he goes to work one day. He brings the turtle.
Christ.
And he brings back a little pepperoncini jar full of dust that he says is my turtle. And it took me it was probably like 5 years before I realized like, oh, okay, this is not the turtle. But he waited
where do you get that dust?
He waited like 10. It was just pizza dust. He just turned the oven on real high and he scraped a bunch of dust out of the bottom of the oven.
I had no idea this fucker smelled so good.
Well, I mean, I kept it sealed. I wasn't like wafting the dead turtle.
Oh, I thought you were going to release the dust somewhere.
No, I'm not.
Release the ash over his terrarium. That's what he would have wanted.
No, I didn't Big Lebowski my turtle. I saw this clip once. I just saw the title at first. It said, I Big Lebowski'd my aunt. And I was about to watch it like, there's like 18 things this could mean. There's just like, I verb my aunt. It could be anything. And I open the video and they're standing on a bridge and I go, oh, fuck. I'm like, oh shit, I don't need to watch the rest of this.
Thinking to upload that is so fucking genius. Holy shit. Yeah. Oh man, that's wonderful. I mean, it's horrible, but it's genius.
I mean, they thought it was funny, so I guess fine, sure.
Maybe the aunt was a big fan and she would have appreciated it.
Maybe, yeah, like the dust it's gonna go somewhere eventually. They got most of it in the water, maybe.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I think that's what I want to happen with my remains when I die, is I want somebody to either A, try to smoke me out of a bong, or B, accidentally blow, within reason, blow it up in their face.
I swear I don't smoke weed. I just want to be smoked out of a bong when I die.
You can't appreciate that though. Like, it would be pretty uncomfortable for them, and it probably wouldn't get them very high. Probably.
What if they just got really, really high? Just like, what the fuck? What if you like?
I'll load myself up with edibles in my final hours.
You need to sabotage your body.
You know what I'll do is I'll just eat a fuckload of weed right before I pass, and then it's not gonna be decarb, so I won't get baked. But then
an entire gram of fentanyl.
Oh, there we go.
So people just smoking your ashes, suddenly they can't move, and it's like,
they overdose.
What's happening?
Oh my god! I Lil Peeped my aunt. Oh god.
That fuck. Oh wait, no. Lil Peep is the one that died.
Yes.
But his legacy lives on.
Yes.
I just saw a screenshot of his. Maybe this is very well known. I don't know, but I liked it. It was new to me, of a screenshot of him commenting on Instagram or whatever. It was this girl, posting a picture. It's just doing the thing, posting a picture of her crying and all the mascara's down her face, and
for sure,
just the post just like, I'm fucking done. People.
Yeah.
Bullshit. It's just like, just that thing.
Very melodramatic, social media.
But not naming anyone, just being really pissed.
It's called vague booking is the term.
Sure. And him commenting and just being like, you showed me a video of you sucking another dude's dick. I don't know what you expected.
Oh.
Pour one out for a real one.
The real ones,
yeah. I get him mixed up with Lil Pump.
Lil Pump is very much with us.
Who, instead of dying, has big shoulders with Kanye. I kept seeing people referencing that music video, and I just saw the screenshot, and I just assumed it was not new, and it was from like 2005 because it just looks so much like 2005.
Yeah, they got Spike Jonze to do it, so it makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. God. Oh, nice. God. Yep. Don't make me think about it.
You don't like it?
He had an SNL performance where he was
I know that.
He was a Perrier bottle, and Lil Pump was a Fiji bottle, or vice versa.
And then they did the clean version, but not really.
Yes,
and it was just like, it's just silence, and then
it's gotta be it's the worst. It's the worst.
I like to think Kanye was fucking with it. I like to think he did it on purpose.
It's
because like I don't even think Lil Pump had any auto-tune. I think he was just trying to revel in the cringe.
But he had played other songs that night that were not that
yeah,
way.
But when you play the meme song, you gotta be, you gotta do the meme song.
Lil Pumperton. He's looking a little plump right now because he's been eating a lot and he's getting a beer belly.
He's a little plump. It's a good name for a dick. If there's any unnamed dicks out there, Lil Plump.
How many unnamed dicks are there out there? Who disrespects their penis
instead of a gender reveal party, you have a dick name reveal party where you get all your friends.
This is another thing I could do to my kids, is that when my child is like 5, I'm gonna gather everybody I know.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yep. Yeah. I'm gonna tell my kids Santa is dead. Not that Santa isn't real, but Santa died.
And also that it was their fault.
Yes, it's like, you didn't leave the cookies out last night, did you? Because I didn't remind you.
We had this wonderful thing for thousands of years, and I guess it took this long for 2 children horrible enough to come along. And
I should really set them up in a Cain and Abel style, I think, where I'm just gonna, one of them I'm going to shower with praise and love, and the other one I'm going to make clamor for my affection, and it'll never be enough. I don't really know what I'm getting out of it. Just something to do.
I mean, just look what Abraham got out of it. He's in a bunch of books now.
It's true. What are those books? They're pretty popular. I don't remember.
That was Abraham was Abel and Cain. That was him, right?
I know, but I don't remember what that's from.
It's from real life. I don't know. It's like, whoa, where's
Where's JFK
Julius Caesar from?
Everyone knows Julius Caesar isn't a real person. He's that dude on the fucking the pizza hats. He's like pizza.
He makes great yeah, he makes cheap pizzas. And breadsticks.
Do you know they fucking serve Little Caesar's pizza at the Detroit football stadium? Like, fucking at least have some... you know what? That's better than the alternative, though. If they have $5 hot and ready's, that's actually great. Wait, hold on. I gotta rethink this whole thing.
You're selling like... Oh, wait. Detroit has its own pizza, I guess, right? They have Detroit-style pizza?
Yes, and Little Caesar's is based out of Detroit.
Okay.
Detroit-style pizza is just like thicker crust pizza with a decent amount of sauce and cheese on it.
Yeah, so, it's just kind of like a Sicilian...
Yeah, but it's
also like deep fried pizza, right?
Round crust Sicilian, pretty crispy.
Crispy, right? Yeah. That would be very expensive if you were to get it at a baseball game.
However, if they were to do the $5 hot and ready deal at a baseball or football game, because it's a football stadium, I would be so in. I would absolutely be game for that.
But why would they do that? Because they could make more money if they made it more expensive.
Because it's
a
good
football
marketing.
Stadium.
Also, there's been a trend recently to make your concessions cheap at football stadiums.
Oh, that sounds nice.
So that people forget that they're watching people permanently injure their brains and bodies in front of them.
Look, you really think they were using their brains that much before they played football? These guys aren't going to be computer engineers without sports.
Well, I'll have you know that Ryan Fitzpatrick went to Harvard and scored a 48 on the Wonderlic test. So
what's the max?
Fuck you, 50.
Oh, okay, that is pretty high. Yeah, well, he scored a 1,000 on the football test.
No,
so he's going with that.
It's more like a decent 72 out of 100.
Well, what was that? That was one thing we did in Japan. We went to a baseball game. That was very weird.
Oh Christ!
Of all the things that we did, that was probably the weirdest.
I loved it
because it was just like
the thing we should have done the least. I would say it's like we did a lot of touristy things, but that's pretty much
you're not supposed to do that
exclusively for Japanese people. Like they have a sign on the stadium that says "Japs only." Yes. I'm gonna have you cut that. Please cut that. I'm gonna say Japanese only. Japs.
I'm not cutting that.
I'm turning over a new leaf.
Okay. Oh yeah, just protect your own name, but keep saying my name over and over again.
What?
You're
you were supposed to say Ethan.
You have a common name.
Yeah. So we went to a baseball game that we shouldn't have been at, and it was great because they had like beer girls walking around
for a bunch of beers. Yeah, they have Asahi girls walking around. They got Sapporo girls, and they chant the entire half inning their team's at bat, and they don't stop the entire time. And they have directors directing the chants, and they have brass, and they have drums, and they have complex chants with all the players' names inserted, and they have a different one for each player, and they just keep going the entire time, and they do not stop. And during the other half of the inning, everyone goes and gets food or goes to the bathroom. And we just got these cheap seats. We crammed in. We had made these people move their stuff. Everyone's weirded out because we're foreigners. We're not supposed to be there. It's raining. It starts raining. So then we buy $8 women's ponchos and come back, and it stops raining. Oh, and then
you got that poncho though.
And then the team got blown the fuck out. We did get the ponchos.
Those are very useful in the case of a car breakdown in a rainy situation, where you're going to pretend that you're going to be able to do anything to fix your car.
Where you just like stand outside and be like, "Oh, I'm looking at this car."
Yeah, like you raise the hood and you're like, maybe it's the carburetor.
Oh yeah, maybe it could be the transmission.
Mm-hmm. The alternator's fucked. That's what it is.
Spark plugs are When I got back after 2 weeks of vacation and my car had been sitting in a parking lot the entire time, I started the car up thinking my battery's 5 years old. So I'm thinking like, as long as this baby starts up, it's fine. And it starts up immediately, no problems. I'm like, fuck yeah. And I put it in reverse and I hit the gas. And I'm pressing on the gas and like the car lurches, but the tires are not spinning. And I'm just like, okay, maybe if I just hit it a little harder. So
no.
Hitting it a little harder. Wheels are like just barely, just like maybe a couple inches, even though I'm pressing on the gas decently hard. I'm like, all right, shit. So I turn it off, and I check everything. Everything looks fine. I check all the fluids, all the levels. Everything's fine. I look up online, and most of the suggestions I see seem to kind of just be saying, just gun it. So I get back in the car, and I start it up again. It starts up again beautifully. Battery, not a problem. Put it in reverse, and I just fucking and it slowly starts to just retch backwards.
How cars are an enigma.
It's just very slowly. I'm hitting the gas too hard. It's not moving enough as it should be. But I get up, I get back, put it in drive, start to go forward, and it's just struggling. The wheels are barely spinning, and then it's like they're starting to work out a little bit, and then I hear a very loud popping noise, and then it was fine.
I don't.
Okay.
My car battery just fucking died. That's what happened when I was in Japan. And it's been since then. My car battery has died once more. So I'm wondering if my car battery is fucked, or if it's just there isn't enough juice in it right now because I haven't driven it a lot.
You need to drive at highway speeds for 15 minutes, apparently.
Cars are an enigma. And
I was just thinking, hey, I mean, it was just sitting there, what could have happened? Nothing could have broken. The only thing that could happen really is a little bit of rust, so I'm just going to fucking gun it. And it worked.
If we're in some sort of post-apocalyptic scenario, and I need to, assuming that I make it, which I will, because obviously alpha male status,
no fap will get you there.
Yes, I haven't come in. Well, I haven't come by myself in a long time. Which self-pleasure is important, but the only self-pleasure I get is at the gym because I'm coming all the time.
Always, yes.
It's like I'm coming. So
I get home and I'm coming.
Yes. And so if we're in a post-apocalyptic environment, somebody has to be the one to do the mechanical work. Not gonna be me, Buster. If I'm in charge, we're gonna be using rickshaws because I don't think I have the mental capability to figure out what goes on in cars.
I like that your first go-to is rickshaws instead of horses.
Where the fuck am I gonna find a horse? Those horses have been dead for a while, and I don't want to contend with no zombie horses.
Is slave labor, which I appreciate.
Alpha status.
It's yes.
There's going to be a lot of hungry people who, if you feed them, they'll be willing to do some horrible shit. But
being a rickshaw, we saw a lot of rickshaw guys in Japan. They looked pretty.
They were in good shape. They were wearing really tight pants, talking to girls.
Legs. Yeah,
talking to girls.
Always talking.
Yeah. So horses, I'm assuming, just get zombified. I'm. That's my belief.
Any apocalypse, doesn't matter what the apocalypse doesn't meteor. Pandemic.
Oh, come on. We already know. We know what the apocalypse is going to be. It's going to be Zambambos for sure. There's no question in my mind that it'll be a zombie apocalypse.
Why is that?
I mean, for meteor, I'm going to die in that probably. I'm just
because I bought this bumper sticker that says, "My other zombie apocalypse is my wife," and I need to really make use of that one. So
that'll be pretty ironic in the apocalypse when your wife is dead.
This car doesn't break for zombies. That's got to exist, right?
I think it'll be really funny when I'm in the apocalypse and I've gotten my super souped up Mad Max car. Wait, actually, no, because I'm not going to be using cars. I got my super souped up Mad Max rickshaw, and I've got my dude. He's got armor on and shit, and it's all spiky.
It's like a rickshaw, but he's an android, so he can run at 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, for sure. And on the back of the rickshaw, it'll say, "This rickshaw does not stop for zombies." And people are like, "That's really funny. All my fans are dead." But no, okay. Meteor, I'm gonna die. Yellowstone blows up, I'm gonna die. Nuclear holocaust, I'm gonna die.
I don't.
Dude, Yellowstone, that'll kick up a lot of debris into the atmosphere. That's.
You're very far away from you can stay inside. You'll be fine. As long as it doesn't rain. It doesn't rain there that often, right?
It's been a hell of a week for rain. So it rains at night, every night, really hard.
Okay. Well, I mean, a good chance, I would say.
If does it basically like nukes, if 4 nukes get dropped, we're fucked because there's so much shit in the atmosphere that it'll change, it'll create a perma-winter, or at least, destroy crops.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I'll be fine? Okay, well, in that situation, then, I'm still going to use the rickshaw thing, because it's way more fun.
I just want to make a bunch of hardtack.
Is that food?
Idea. Yeah, just really, it's just flour and water, and then you just cook it until it's as dry as it could possibly be, and that's what they store it on ships to eat because it never goes bad.
Do we get to drink grog?
Yeah, you can probably drink some. You could drink grog now if you wanted to, really.
And that's what I'm saying. You can make your hardtack dream a reality.
I could. I mean, I would feel kind of silly, so that's why I would like there to be some sort of mass casualty event so that I can.
You would like
so that I can have an excuse to make these classic frontier treats. It's gonna be nothing but hardtack and cinnamon. What's it called? The dry meat berry. It sounds good.
You're looking at the wrong avenues here. You gotta get on the jerky game. I've been eating so much jerky recently. Oh man, Japan put me on a jerky kick, and conveniently, one of my roommate's brother owns a jerky company and sent a big old fucking bag of it. So I've just been chowing down on that shit.
Pemmican.
How am I spelling this? I'm gonna look at it.
Pemmican. I just like the idea. I just like the idea of preserved foods.
Oh, so how long will this keep for?
If there's no fruit in it, maybe 6 months, maybe a year.
What is pemmican?
It's just you dry out beef, like even drier than jerky, as dry as you can get it, and then you mix it with beef tallow, and then you let it harden, and you mix in if you want some nuts or some fruit or something.
This is what I expected Calorie Mate to be. Calorie Mate was not at all what I had anticipated.
Oh yeah, no. Calorie Mate's like just a food bar. This is pioneer food.
Oh man, I'm kind of into it. Can I order some of this? Which I guess goes against the idea of pemmican in the first place.
Someone probably has some pemmican on their Etsy. I don't know.
I want some bespoke
Get some from grasslandbeef.com.
Pemmican for sale. Oh. What are my calorie counts looking like on this? I don't like that it comes in a tube. I don't like that.
I mean, it's just beef and tallow, so it's probably pretty calorie dense. That is like the point. Wow. It's meant to be as efficient as possible.
Oh, they got jerky on this website.
I'm sure, yeah. It's got jerky, raw honey, tons of stuff.
Fuck yeah. I think my new goal is to have a doomsday bunker by the time I'm 35. I'm looking for I want basically a castle, because nobody ever goes for a castle. Like they go for underground bunker, maybe some Quonset style bunkers, but I want a full blown ignorant as fuck castle.
People give preppers a ton of shit, but prepping seems like the funnest thing ever. It's like prepping is just like camping with role play.
Oh yeah, I'm totally game with
a good ass time.
Yeah, they shoot guns. That's fun. Shooting guns.
Well, I mean, you're supposed to stock them. I don't know how much shooting. You just gotta.
No, you got to practice. You got to keep up your aim.
Okay, I guess yeah.
Now, a lot of doomsday preppers are a little bit older. At what point is it kind of irrational to be prepping?
Never.
If you're 50, you probably don't bother prepping. Just go into the sweet nothing of death.
50. You can't move. You're blind. 50. You're riddled with.
There's just balls of cancer inside of you. They don't really have a name. They're just lumps. People call you lumpy. You
walk into a terminal cancer patient's room and how's it going, Lumpy? Doctor's last day before retirement.
How the fuck do you think it is?
Walk around calling everyone mean names based on their diseases.
Mirai
it was okay.
Yeah, it was decent. It's not like my kind of movie. I don't know. It's not a movie I would probably choose to watch based on the description. But I watched it and it was fine. I thought it looked nice.
I'm right here. I'm the only person I'm talking to.
Guy had a different opinion. It's not my favorite of his works. But then again, I didn't understand a lot of the language that was happening, so maybe I missed some really, really subtle stuff going on in this child drama.
Yeah, I only really liked Motorcycle Guy and like the last section with the train station and everything. I thought was neat.
I felt like a lot of the stuff, like I already brought this up earlier, but a lot of like the young child, first child angst stuff has been done before in a lot better.
But I like the concept a whole lot of we're gonna take this common thing that happens to every family, where there's this maturing process, and we're gonna make it fantastical and give it a very magical element. And I like that idea.
Now,
good idea.
How
good
about
idea, Mamoru.
if we had it be, instead of magical, we're gonna have it be traumatic, and really, really depressing, hard to watch.
Oh, you're talking about Tree of Life. You're just
I'm
talking
talking about Tree of Life again. Yeah,
Okay.
because it's by the end it's kind of magical.
Ooh, I'm not gonna watch it.
What is Pecorino?
Is that a dick?
Come on, come here and taste the Pecorino.
I mean, that's the first thing
Pecorino is Pecorino Romano is a hard, salty Italian cheese. If I'd use two adjectives to describe myself, it would be hard and salty.
It would. It sounds pretty good. Yeah.
Oh my God! Look at this.
What?
Oh, you can't eat that. Hold on.
It looks tasty.
Hold on. No.
That's a very old.
That is. It is ultra aged pecoro
seasoned.
cheese.
That's the best. That's the best adjective.
Oh,
it must just be a really old.
Oh, fuck! We forgot about this.
Oh yeah, no, that happens all the time. She's like, oh yeah, we discovered this cheese. It's 300 years old.
We're gonna eat it, I guess.
Yeah, and then someone pays $3,000 to eat like a pea-sized chunk of pecorino. And they're like, yeah, it sucked.
Don't know why I did that.
There was that guy who drank like the 500-year-old whiskey that was discovered in the bottom of a ship, which is you got to do that. That's a problem.
Of course.
But there was that guy. There was someone, or maybe it was a lady scientist who drank the billion-year-old water, and she was just like, "Yeah, it tasted awful." Like, yeah, that's kind of.
But you get to do it. You get to.
Hey, guess what? All water is a billion years old. Like that's not.
You're consuming something that is older than all of human history, and thus gain its knowledge. Maybe she said it was awful because she didn't want other people to take it.
That's right. She's so smart that everything she says now is a calculated, hyper Machiavellian genius.
Of course.
So yeah, you're right.
You didn't think about that.
I was totally wrapped around her finger.
Well, you could do a full meal. You get yourself some ultra hyper aged pecorino cheese, and then you got some crackers that somebody left under. They were discovered in the back of a cabinet in somebody's house, and then you've got
so fucking smart.
You've got some fucking you got your ancient glacial water, and you kick back afterwards and watch the big game with some 500-year-old whiskey.
It's just like all you do is eat just extremely moldy ancient foods, and you think you're becoming a genius, but you're just like being destroyed by aflatoxins, and you're just turning into like a hunchback.
I accidentally I should have sold this loaf, but I accidentally almost ate some really moldy bread the other day. Because like one half of the loaf looked fine, and I'm like, I wonder if there's any mold on this. And I turn around, I'm like, oh fuck, there's just a colony.
I liked the first 3 seasons of Sell This Loaf, but after that they started it became really apparent that it was scripted, and like all the characters got a little too wacky for me. Like I liked it when it was like more real.
Well, they would
take you through the selling process, and now it's just like, oh boy, Frank's molesting his niece again. Oh, there's this.
Well, how many times can you really sell the same copy of Highway to Hell? Really, Bad Out of Hell. Fuck! I ruined the fucking bit. God damn it! No!
I don't even get it. What's it? Loaf? Oh, Meatloaf. Okay,
fuck.
Right. Meatloaf do Highway to Hell?
Can't believe this shit. God damn it. No.
Our first musical mix-up mishap. First episode.
God damn it.
I win this one, bitch.
Oh. No. It was meatloaf. When do I ever get to make meatloaf jokes?
It's... on the plus side, I would not have gotten it even if you had gotten it right. So.
That's it. I'm done.
All right. Well, that was a good one, I guess. I don't have any relevant music for this movie, so what should we go out on first ep?
Yu-Gi-Oh! GX theme.
Oh, god damn it. Well, here's to, maybe we'll do some more. We'll record. Oh, that's what we got to go out on. Oh my gosh. I mean, the music, fine, sure. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, whatever. But I'm so glad I get to do this on the very first episode. I want you to look at your calendar, buddy.
Uh-huh. No.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
No.
It's fall 2018, bitch.
No.
Bitch.
No.
Bitch. I love it every time.
Chilling out with the crew in the schoolyard, finding trouble